Good morning you guys, it's Karen and this is the highly requested updated skincare routine. This is just the morning part and I will separately do the evening routine because that's much more complex. The beginning and end products that I use in the morning haven't changed really. I get up and the first thing I do is swipe over my eyes and face with either the Nivea Sensitive Caring Micellar water or the simple micellar water. I just use either one of those and that works for me perfectly well to take off any, sweating from overnight, any eye makeup that I missed, anything like that. And I just use one cotton pad and go over with that. After that step of micellar water, I either use the Resveratrol and Ferulic acid from the Ordinary or the EUK. My preference is the Resveratrol and Ferulic acid because I can use this with vitamin C, anything I like basically, whereas the EUK has some limitations on it. You don't use it with acids, for example ascorbic acid, vitamin C. So what I do is I will, on the day I'm using this, I'll use my micellar water, then this, then my SPF, and I do really like this, I have to say. It feels exactly the same as the Resveratrol. The only difference is that there's a slight difference in colour. This one is more coffee coloured, but they feel very, very similar to me. They're both very warming on the skin. They're both very moisturising. Like I said, this one has just got some restrictions on it that make it a little bit more difficult to fit into your routine. So I go micellar water, then this, then an SPF lotion that I'll talk about in a moment. But if I am using my Resveratrol and Ferulic acid, it's micellar water, Resveratrol and Ferulic acid, and then I use my vitamin C, 30% in Silicone from the Ordinary. That works perfectly. And that's my favourite combination. I'm using the EUK because I've bought it and I'm not just going to discard it. It's easy enough to use it every other day and to just miss out the vitamin C on that day. I probably won't repurchase the EUK to be honest, but using the Resveratrol and Ferulic acid gives me a nice, real moisturised feeling base. I've said before, it kind of makes my skin feel a little bit plumped up. It makes it feel very, very healthy. And then I put this on and this just gives me a beautiful matte base for makeup. It just almost feels like a primer. Even though I'm putting it on underneath my SPF, I love the feeling of it. It's really nice. It's definitely worked on reducing my pore size or reducing the appearance of the pore size. So that next, and then I follow that with my SPF. What I have been using up until recently is the Survival 30 and I really enjoyed that. This is the NIOD Survival 30. It looks like it's got a colour to it, but it actually, when you put it on, just disappears into a colourless liquid. And I really enjoyed it, felt lovely. But as I said in a recent video about Deciem products, I don't like the packaging and so I wouldn't pay for this because of the packaging. That would be my primary reason. Second to that, I would say that it's a lovely day lotion. It's a lovely SPF. I love the ingredients, but it doesn't feel better than anything else I use. And so I don't know, even if it was in better packaging, if it would be my number one choice. It would be a choice, if you know what I mean, but it wouldn't be like I've got to use that over anything else, the way I feel about, say, the hydration vaccine. But I did like that. What I'll be using instead is I'll try and use these up. These are my BB creams. This one is the Soltan SPF50 and this one is the Dr. Jart BB Balm, which is an SPF45. This one is a dupe of this one. I don't think I've even started this. Oh no, I have used it a little bit. I really like BB creams. I feel like when I use a BB cream, whatever foundation I use looks better. But the only thing with them is I don't use them on my neck. So when I use these, I have to use something else on my neck. And it would be one of my non-tinted SPF, non-BB creams. And so if I'm not using those BB creams or just to put on my neck, this would be my number one choice still. It's the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch SPF45. I don't love the ingredients of this and I don't yet have the perfect SPF day cream. I really would like one at an SPF of 40, and I know that everybody will comment and say, but there's only 1% difference between 30 and 40 or there or thereabouts. I don't mind that. I feel like I want an SPF 40 to use on days, SPF 40 or above, when I go out for dog walks. or I'm out in the open all day, because my skin just comes out with so many freckles and burns so easily that I have personally found a difference when I use an SPF 45 or an SPF 50 versus an SPF 30. It does give me extra protection, and so that's why I prefer it. And so this one is one that gives me moisture, doesn't make my skin feel tight and dry, but it's a great base for makeup still. It's not greasy feeling, and so it's my favourite in terms of how it feels and the protection it gives me, but ingredients wise it's not, and so I'm still on the hunt for the perfect one. The two BB and CC creams I love, and these would be my kind of everyday. I got these when I was working in an office, and that's what I would use, you know, because I wouldn't be out all day. And then the other two, I've talked about these in my SPF videos, so I know I'm not going into them in too much detail, because that video is still quite relevant, I think, but I do like these two. This is the Mountain Sun SPF 50, and this is the Skinceuticals Mineral Defense SPF 55, I think this is. Oh no, SPF 50. This I love, this I love. This is quite greasy, a bit more greasy than the Neutrogena one, but it's still quite a good makeup base, you know, it doesn't do anything weird. But this one, although I love the ingredients of this, I love the little bottle, I love that it's nice and thin, but it does leave a white cast. I actually watched, I'm pretty sure it was Nadine Baggett saying the wonderful thing about this is it doesn't leave a white cast, and she put it on her hand. And I couldn't see a white cast when she was doing it, but when I used this on me, which I did when I was away on my holiday in the Lake District, on days I wasn't wearing makeup, I put this on, and it definitely made me look ghostly, and it covered my eyebrows. You know how I've got my eyebrows tattooed? So I put this on, and it had actually tinted them white, if you like, especially at the bits where I've just got skin and no hair, and I had to go over my eyebrows, so it definitely does have a white cast. It doesn't look like it does there, does it? But definitely does for me on the face. So I love that, but I love the ingredients, but that white cast does kind of bother me unless I'm putting makeup on top. That's everything for my morning skincare routine. I don't think anything will change unless I find a new SPF, but to be honest, it's very low on my to research list. I've got so many things I want to research. I'm always happy to hear recommendations from you guys though. Micellar water, again, I don't see that changing unless something new comes out. I will of course try that if it has the right ingredients for me. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'll list everything for you, of course, in the description. I'll also list the makeup that I'm wearing, and I think that's everything. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you again soon.